Passed by a majority of voters last November, the GO bond in St. George allows the city to earmark $29 million for upgrades to playgrounds, parks, trails, and even add new recreational parks. The renewal of the general obligation bond over the next 25 years will cost property taxpayers on the average priced home about $32 a year.
This is really exciting that we were able to pass that the voters passed the GO bond, and we actually have 32 projects that are coming up, 6 playgrounds coming up this year that are going to be replaced. We have new parks in the Los Colinas area just north of the Sun River. We have 5 different trail projects that we're working on, so we have a lot coming up on this next 3 years.
Besides parks, Moore says the 70 miles of paved trails throughout the city are a big attraction to many who live here and are used widely by many on a daily basis.
We've installed some trail counters, and we're seeing usages of up to 1,000 to 1,500 people per day on some sections of the trail. So it's really incredible the amount of use. People commute to work on them. People use them for exercise. People use them just to get out and socialize. So they are just so important for our public health, our mental health, and really for our community.
St. George is already well noted for its arts and parks friendliness. Much of this is also due to the efforts and funding from the Recreation, Arts, and Parks tax.
With park impact fees, we have a stipulation that it can only be new growth related, and it has to be on our master plan. But with the R.A.P tax funds, those are great because we can fund things like Tuacahn, we can fund things like Art Around the Corner, we can fund art grants, we can fund music festivals, we can fund stages at our different parks.
Unlike the city's general obligation bond, the Washington County R.A.P tax is collected through a sales tax from all people, including visitors.
The great part about the R.A.P tax is it's a 1/10 of a cent sales tax, and so it's paid by our tourists as they come in. So it's one of the few taxes that we really get to see. We get to keep the money here, and it's when people come down and they're spending their money, we get that extra bit to help us with our recreation, our arts, and our parks.
This coming November, voters must decide whether to renew it as well.
So R.A.P tax is something that has to be revoted on every 10 years. And this coming fall, it'll be 10 years since the last time the R.A.P tax was enacted. The R.A.P tax was really transformational for arts in Washington County and St. George. It allowed funding for things that we would have never been able to fund, such as the Electric Theater. Even the St. George Musical Theater will get some of the money from the county from the R.A.P tax. There's so many things it funds.
Through an interlocal agreement, Washington County receives the tax money, of which 15% is then delegated by the R.A.P tax board. The remaining 85% is allocated to various cities for them to use towards recreation, arts, and parks. Some of that can be applied for by local artists and others. Moore says the R.A.P tax helps provide the beauty to the downtown area through visual displays and even murals.
Yeah, the murals are just so fun, and they really are a great way to dress up your downtown, to take a blank, empty wall and turn it into something that people want to see. And you're right, it's across the country. Even our neighbor cities are starting to do their power boxes now, so it's really fun to see some of these things that St. George has been doing start to spread around the community.
Funding for the current R.A.P tax continues through fiscal year 2025. However, if it's not renewed, the sales tax will come off the following year. In the meantime, construction on the new parks should begin by early spring.
2024 and 2025 are going to be some busy years for St. George Parks and Trails. We have our website. If you go to the GO bond at sgcity.org, you can see the different projects, and we're going to be putting out updates on that website of where we're at on the projects.
In St. George, Melissa Anderson, Community Education News.